Good morning, crafters. This is Brenda from BCrafty12. Today I wanted to share with you the making of a lady's diary. Um, a friend of mine asked if I could do the tutorial on YouTube, so I figured why not um, let you all know and see what I've created and um, work on the album as we go. I'm using a lady's diary from Graphic45, and I had already started the album when she asked me about it. So what I've done is I've created um, the cover already. The chipboard cover measures 8. It's 8 by 9 1/4 tall. So it's 8 inches wide by 9 1/4, and it has a 3-inch spine. So you'll need one piece of 3-inch spine by 9 1/4, and you'll need two 8 by 9 1/4 for the front and back covers. And then I've just attached cardstock together to make a very big sheet and have covered it. I have previous videos a long time ago when I made a few tutorials on albums showing how I made the covers. So you can check those out if you need a further instruction on the cover. I'm not worried about the corners here because I'm going to be placing these metal corners onto them once they're done and I've decorated everything. I'm going to be placing those on the corners. So I just need them done so that I can decorate. The cover, of course, is going to be the final thing because I don't decorate the cover until the albums are done. So what I've done is I've created our base pages. Now in order to do that, I've cut my pieces 7 1/2 inches long by 9 1/2 inches wide. And I say 9 1/2 even though this is measuring 8 1/2 is because you're going to be making 2 score marks on your 9 1/2 inch pieces. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take 6 pieces of cardstock and you're going to do them 9 1/2 by 7 1/2. And then the other 6 sheets are going to be 8 1/2 by 7 1/2. And then you're going to take this piece because it has, if you look at this, it actually has a 1/2 inch score inside. And so basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking your one piece and you're going to be scoring at the 1/2 inch mark straight down on both sides, taping or gluing where the score mark is at, not on the score but on the opposite side of the score, so on this edge and then on this edge, and you're going to fold them over and you're going to be placing that onto this one once you folded this over. Okay, so that's how you make the base pages. Unfortunately, I'd already made all 6 of my base pages prior to filming, so we're going to just get started. If you need further instructions, please let me know. I will work on a new tutorial for a new album after this one, and I will go into depth about the whole covering of the album and then the base pages. Okay, so this was the start of my page, so I actually started with this, and what I've done is I've attached a piece here which measures, this one is a 6.5-inch piece, and I scored it at a 1/2 inch. It is what's taped up underneath here to make this pocket. Okay, and what I did first, before I did all the other stuff, was I taped a strip or glued a strip of a 1/2 inch designer paper here. It's a 1/2 inch by 8 1/4, because our pages are 8.1/4 inches long. So I do a 1/4 inch under. So this will always be, the length will always be 8 1/4 if you're doing the full length of the page. So 8 1/4 by 1/2 inch is what I did for this strip. Then I adhered this piece here after I did the die cut. In order to do this die cut, you need to get, you can, and you don't have to use die cuts. You can, if you have a Martha Stewart punch, or if you have a border punch or something like that, and you want to do that. I've used a Heartfelt Creations die, and I cut my decorative paper to match the size of my pocket minus the 1/4 inch. I push my paper to the right, which I will show you in a further video when I start my second page, exactly how I do this. So if you want to wait till then to start your project, go for it. But I push my paper to the front of the page, to the right side of the page, so that I can make this, and then pull this back so that it lines up the way it needs to here. Okay, and then I just attach this here so that it, I do have a magnetic base for my my platform, but I just attach it with washi tape. That way it doesn't move while I'm transferring it from here to my big shot. Okay, but then I just tape it and take it to my big shot, cut it out, and then once I've attached this here, then I'm going to attach this background decorative paper, and this was a 3-inch wide decorative paper by 8 1/4, and I glued that down. Then this thing is going to be flapping because you've only taped down this section. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to glue the underside of this, glue at the top and glue at the bottom. Only glue, don't tape it, because when you tape it, everything will stick in, it will stick. So when you're going to pull your tags in and out, it'll actually stick to the top and the bottom if you use tape in there instead of the glue. Okay? So then what I've done is to create this, because I like to create my inserts as well, so that they're done. I don't do my decorative paper on these yet because I may not have enough of the paper line to do those. So what I'll do is I'll match papers with the collection I already have, or find papers that'll go with it. I might just use cardstock, and it might just be I pick up colors from the pages. Okay, to make this insert is a 11-inch paper by 7.5, and what I've done is just scored it in half, folded it, lined it up, creased it, and then I'm gonna just, I do a post-it note because I'll forget, and then I just attach this, or I just insert this here, that way it's done. I know it's ready to go. Now this will also be another insert. I usually leave these to the last minute because I don't know if I want to do a large tag, or I don't know if I'm going to do a few smaller tags and then stick those in there. So those I usually wait till after I finished all of the book to see how much surface I've already used up for photo mats and things. And then, so we're going to flip this over. Your hinge would actually be on this side, just so you know. So when we attach this into the book, it's going to look like this. And your tag can come out this way, or your photo mat, or whatever it is you decide to put in here is going to be over on this side. Okay, and then this side will be sealed up. All right, so that's page 1. Page 2 looks like this. And basically that was your base page. That's what that is. And I've attached a piece of decorative paper that's 7 1/4 across by 8 1/4 up and down, and I just attached it to this after I attach this piece here. This piece is a 6, it's a 6 by 8 1/2 piece of cardstock. I score it at a 1/2 inch. And then what I did was I glued that 1/2 inch fold here on the page. Then I glued this page down. Now I have a spot here that I am going to be decorating with this. And I'm going to be gluing that down. And then I have this, which I also took this paper and I inserted it here and I glued that down. I fussy cut one of the images from the tags that are on here. This one here. I just cut her out and I've attached her to this with this pretty background. It just kind of pulls the blue from this, as well as this yellow is pulling this. It's all kind of plays together. Okay, so then I did that. I glued that piece down. Then I made this by doing a 3 1/2 inch strip. So it's 3 1/2 inches wide by 8 1/2 inches long. I scored it at a 1/2 inch on one side, and then I did my die cut again the same way that I did before. Pushed it this way, used the tape, did it. Now you want to make sure you do these before you put them in your album, because this will not go through my big shot. I have to do the little pieces first. So then, like I said, I will, once I start my second page, I haven't even begun the second page yet. So once I start doing that, I'll actually be doing all of it on video, so you'll see exactly. Okay, but once you've attached that, you get this glued down. You're just going to glue this section and this section once the bottom section here is attached. Okay? And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be putting in here. I might be doing the smaller tags. We have a bunch of smaller tags here that we can cut out and slip in here. They make very nice spots for adding smaller pictures or journaling spots. So that might be what we do there. In all honesty, I don't really plan a whole lot ahead of time. So like I said, I'm going to glue this down. What I also have in store for this page is I've cut out 2 pieces of cardstock that are 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. I score on the 3 1/2 inch side at a 1/2 inch, so that I've made these. This is going to attach to the top, and this one's going to attach to the bottom. Okay, now what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to find another die I may use this one just to keep it similar to the rest of the album. And then I'll be attaching this. I'm going to take this like that. And I will be doing this on camera so I can show you exactly how I do it. Of course, I will be measuring everything to make sure this is where it needs to be, because I don't like it all sloppy. But I'm going to do that, and it'll be cut out. Pretty decorative spot will be cut out, and then I'll be attaching it to here, and this other one to the bottom section. And I'm going to actually be using this side, so I may be doing memories on one, or thoughts, or remember on those, depending on what I choose. But I'll have one on top and one on the bottom, and I'll be doing that. And then once I flip these open, that's when I'll be able to attach this piece. That way our little hinges are hidden and we don't have to see that underneath or on top of our paper. Okay? So once I get that figured out, I will get another video posted for this. And then on this side, what we're going to be doing is a belly band. And what I've done is I've taken the scrap, because I don't throw any of my scrap away. When I cut all the base pages and everything down, I just stick all my papers, even the scraps from what I've die cut, because I may punch these out and make something out of them. But I keep all my scrap and just keep it with my paper, so that I may need a belly band, or I may need some smaller pieces. I may need a hinge, and these make really good hinges. You can actually take this, and this is 1 inch, and you can take it, score it in half, and it makes a nice little hinge if you need one. Okay, so what I'm doing with this section here is, also before I tape this down or glue this down, I'm going to be attaching this belly band and this one. I've cut 2 pieces of the belly band from scrap, which are 1.5 inches wide by 11 inches. I cut one at 5.5, which is this one, scored at 1/2 inch, and then I've got another one that is a 5-inch piece, and it's scored at 1/2 inch. Now this is going to go in, this is actually going to go in on this side, like that. And then, like I said, once this piece and this piece are glued down, then this can finally be placed. I may put a magnet in there, I'm not really sure exactly yet either. Okay, so that, and then this one here is actually going to go inside of where the tag spot goes, and I'm going to glue this side and attach it this way, and it's going to go this way. And that way these two will sit like this, and it'll actually go like this. Okay? And then what I have in store is I've cut a strip here, because I found this really pretty piece of border at the very bottom of one of the pages. So I'm going to take that, and I just cut a strip of decorative paper, And I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to put this in here, or maybe it's this one, like that. And then I'm going to take this side and I'm going to do the same thing. I'll do that part off camera, and we'll attach the belly bands on camera. And just so you know, this is 1 1/4 by 4 3/4, and this is 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then this was just the strip that was on, it was actually on one of the cutout pages. It's the border at the very bottom, and it measures about 1 inch. So I just wanted it to be highlighted because it's beautiful, and so we're going to do all that. So this will be the end of the first video. We'll come back once I get these situated, and we'll die cut them on camera and attach these on camera. Okay? Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon.